My name is Stephanie and today I'm going to teach you a little bit about some phrasal verbs that my student got confused with. She was telling me a story about someone who was showing off, but accidentally she said showing up. So I'm going to talk to you today about the difference between show up and show off. And I'm also going to tell you about the pronunciation of those. The first example I'm going to tell you about is show up. Show up means to arrive or be present or to come to a meeting. So for example, if you have a meeting with a friend and you're supposed to be there at a certain time, you need to show up for the meeting. So if you say, I had a meeting yesterday with my friend at Starbucks, but he didn't show up. Not showing up in our culture, as it is in many cultures, is very rude. Definitely make sure you text if you're not going to show up or call them to let them know. The next example is show off. Show off is an example that is very common in American culture. A lot of people like to show off, but it's not something you should do very often because it can be seen as rude. So for example, if you're really good at something, you don't need to tell everybody. You all know what I'm talking about, right? So there's some people who are great at sports. So if you're excellent at soccer, for example, you don't need to tell everybody, oh, I'm so good at soccer. I'm so excellent at scoring goals. Instead, you should just let them watch you play, and then they can see for themselves. So you don't need to be a show-off. So you can use it as a noun, someone who is a show-off, or a verb, someone who likes to show off. The next thing I'm going to tell you about is pronunciation. So with phrasal verbs, you have to make sure that they run together. Even though you have two separate parts, show and off, they sound like they're one, show off, right? And then the other example is show up. So you can hear the w and the run together, show up, show up. And you hear more stress on the particle, which is the second part, that looks like a preposition, but it's actually not used as a preposition because it's part of the phrasal verb. So they have a different meaning when they're together. Thank you so much, and I'll see you again for Speaking with Steph.